students, welcome to the online session for the subject of industrial safety. These are the virtual classes for the subject of industrial safety. The subject of industrial safety is mainly for the students of civil engineering, particularly structural engineering and mechanical engineering. So here we will be discussing all the topics that are related to the subject of industrial safety. So now we will be starting with our session. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Hello students, welcome to the online session for the subject of industrial safety. Let's start with our today's session. Today's topic is wear and corrosion and their prevention method. We have already started this topic in the previous session, and we have discussed different types of lubrication method. Some of them we have discussed earlier also, and in this session we will be discussing some other methods that are generally used for the lubrication of the machines and the mechanical components. So let's start with today's outline. Moving towards our outline, today we are going to discuss the gravity lubrication, we are going to discuss the wick feed oil lubrication, we are going to discuss the side feed lubrication, and we are also going to discuss the ring lubrication. So let's start with our first, that is the gravity lubrication. So the name only suggests that the term gravity is involved in this method of lubrication. Somewhere the gravitational force or some gravity action is being utilized by the equipment for the application of the lubricant. So here the lubrication is applied to the bearing with the help of gravitational force. The lubrication are allowed to move under the gravitational force. It will move itself under the gravity and it will apply the lubrication to the desired components. The valve mechanisms in the diesel system are being lubricated with the help of gravity lubrication. So these are some description of the gravity lubrication. Now let's see how the gravity lubrication works. So from the figure here, we have the reservoir of the lubrication, where the lubricant is being supplied with the help of a motor to the elevated reservoir. In the elevated reservoir, here the lubricant will get stored, and we have an outlet in the elevated reservoir which is in downward direction that will allow to flow the lubricant under gravitational force, because it is downwards, and obviously we all know that gravitational force is moving towards down direction. So yes, in the gravitational force the lubricant will be moving in a downward direction, and we have the valve, the bearings where the lubricant are required to be applied. So in the path of the downward direction, we will be providing the bearings and the valves where the lubrication will be provided. So under the gravitational action, the lubricant will move in the downward direction, and it will by self only it will applied to the required bearing or the required location, and the overall point where the lubrication is required to be provided will be applied, and it will by self only it will move in further direction, and ultimately the overall lubricant will be utilized. The cleaning of the lubricant will be by itself only, because it is moving under the gravity. So itself only it will come out, the waste lubricant will come out, and it will move in the single pipe we see in the figure here. So there is a pipe where the lubricant coming out from the bearing will be moving, and it will be then filling it into the reservoir that is at the bottom. So this is how the gravity lubrication is being taking place. Moving towards the next type of lubrication, that is the wick feed oiler. Here the name only suggests that we are using a wick. Wick is a thick cotton type material which is used for the application of the oil to the required destination. So it is like a cotton, a cloth. So the first thing that comes to our mind is the moving of the moisture or the moving of the material. So moving of the material will be under the capillary action. In the wick, the lubricant will be proceeding with the help of a capillary action. And at the same time, if it is provided in a downward direction, then gravitational force will also act into it. So by the combined action of the gravitational force and the capillary action, the lubricating oil will move to the from the storage to the desired destination in the wick. So this is how the functioning of the wick feed oiler takes place. Let's have further discussion on it. Mainly, wick feed oiler is used to lubricate the main bearing of the steam engine and spindle bushing of engine lathe. So there normally wick feed oiler is being used. Now let us see a diagram of the wick feed oiler. So here is the diagram of the wick feed oiler, where we can see a thin wire loop coated wick that is being immersed into the reservoir, and from which the lubricating oil will be absorbed in that wick, and under the capillary action it will be moving towards the other parts of the wick. And we all know that at the other end it is moving in the downward direction. So the gravitational force will also act in this, and as a result of the combined effect of the capillary action and the gravitational force, the wick will transfer the lubrication from the reservoir to the cup. We can see over here that there is a cup, and from there it will be supplied to the desired destination. It is supplied to the bearing where it is being required. Let's have a further deep discussion on the figure. There is another figure also. Here we can easily see that there is a wick, a thick wick, which has been immersed into the reservoir where the lubrication in the form of an oil is being provided. So from that, under the capillary action, the oil will move in the wick to the different parts, and at the same time it will move under the gravity also. So with the help of combined effect of the gravitational force and the capillary action, the oil from the reservoir will be transferred to the required bearing, and as a result of this, bearing will be lubricated. Let's have further discussion on this figure. We have another figure. There we can see that a wick is being immersed, and it is being taking the oil from the reservoir to the bearing where the bearing is required to be lubricated. So transferring it from the reservoir, it is providing the lubricant to the bearing, and we can see a thick layer of the yellow color where the lubricated is being applied in the bearing. So this is how the functioning of the feed oiler used to take place. Now let's have further discussion on this materials, that how it looks. So here the first figure is of a wick. It is a cloth like material which will be transferring the oil under the capillary action. And we also have another figure where the wick is taking the oil from some source. In particular, this figure, oil is being filled into bottle, and we have immersed a wick into it. And as a result of this, wick will be transferring it with the help of a capillary action to the bearing that is being kept aside it. And as a result of this, the lubrication will be done. Now moving towards the next type of method, that is side feed oiler, is also known as a drop feed oiler, because here the application of the lubricant is a drop by drop. Drop by drop application of the lubrication is being done in the side feed oil, and because of this only it is named as the drop feed method. We are using required amount of the oil to the required destination, and the main component that controls the movement, or we can say that the flowing of the lubrication oil, is the needle. Needle control the movement of the oil from the reservoir to desired destination. With the help of needle, we can control the quantity that is required to be transferred from the reservoir to required destination. So it is a very key component in the side field oiler. And there is a speciality of the side feed oiler that we can see the dropping of the oil from the side glass. We have a side glass where the dropping of the oil can be seen, and so that we can come to know the quantity that has been used and the other quantity that is required to be poured so that the sufficient lubrication will be provided. So this is the speciality of the side feed oiler. Moving towards the further discussion, mainly the side feed oiler is used for lubrication of the grinding machine spindle. It is also used for the lubrication of a piston, and parallelly it is also used in the cylinder in the horizontal diesel engine. So this is how this is the place, are the equipment where the side feed oiler is being used. Let's proceed further. Here we have a figure of a side feed oiler. There we can see a vertical component that is in orange color, a dark orange color. There is a component that is nothing but a needle that is controlling the flow, the drop by drop flow of the oil from the reservoir to the desired destination. The vertical movement of the needle inside the reservoir will control it, and as a result of this, a drop by drop movement of the oil will take place, and ultimately we can supply the lubrication oil to the required destination. So this is how the side feed oiler works. On further discussing, we can say that it is a very efficient method because there is a much saving in the quantity of the oil. It is not used haphazardly. Required amount of quantity is being used, and optimum content of the oil will be transferred to the required destination, and as a result of this, sufficient lubrication will be maintained at a desired time. So this is how it is very much efficient in comparison to the others. Now moving towards the next type of method, that is the ring lubrication. It is mainly used to lubricate the bearing of an horizontal gas engine, and we have the name, that is the ring lubrication. So the name only suggests that we are using a ring to provide lubrication. There will be an oil in this reservoir, and we are using the ring so that it can be moved towards the desired destination. The dimension of the ring is such a way that it is double than the shaft of the diameter, and this will be always in the reservoir, because from the reservoir only it will be transferred to the required destination. For example, bearing. So the ring will rotate along its axis slowly, and as a result of this, the rotating shaft will be moved, and because of this overall rotation of the ring, the combined force of centrifugal force and the gravitational force will take place, and as a result of this, the oil will enter into the bearing, and ultimately it will be transferred to the desired destination. Let's have a figure of the ring lubrication. We have a horizontal shaft over which there is a ring. We can see a ring. It is being denoted into it, and which is quite immersed into the oil reservoir. So because of the rotation of the shaft, the ring will also rotate, and as a result of this, gravitational force will also act, and at the same time the centrifugal force will also act. So by this, the lubrication will be transferred to the required destination. It will move inside into it, it will be entered into the bearing, and ultimately the bearing will be lubricated. So this is how the ring lubrication used to work. We have another figure also. Let's see it. So here is the figure of it. We have the horizontal member, that is a shaft over which we have provided the ring that is being immersed into the oil. Particularly in this figure, there are two rings that is being immersed into the reservoir of the lubricant. Once the horizontal shaft will start rotating, the ring will also start rotating along with it, and because of this rotation, the centrifugal force will act, and at the same time gravitational force will be also acting on it. By the combination of both these forces, the oil lubricant will be transferred into the bearing, and by this the bearing will be lubricated. Thank you for attending the session. See you in the next session. Hello students, so hereby we are coming to the end of our virtual class session of the subject of industrial safety. We have discussed a lot regarding the topics of the today's session. So if you have any kind of a doubts, if you have any kind of queries, you can send me your doubts and queries via mail. My mail ID will be in my channel. So check into my channel, like it, and mail me whatever the doubts you have. And thanks again for attending the session. See you in the next session.